What do you think of me?
What do I think of you? Hmm, that's a good question. How long have you got?
As long as this memory card lasts.
All right then. Well, there are the good and bad, as in everything else. But ideally, you know, I'd rather, you know, you step up because you've got the potential. You know what you're supposed to do. Yeah, but sometimes it looks like you have to be pushed and everything else. And I know you're a good person, but what really bothers me is sometimes you have to push and push and push. But I grew up in an environment where you don't wait to be told. You did things because it was something you had to do. You didn't have to wait to be told. And I mean, let me just say, you know, I really, really am grateful and I appreciate the things you do because what do you call it? In my operation and everything, you've been around, done things which I couldn't have done if you were not around. And for that I'm very grateful and very proud to have you as my son. And there's a softer side of you as well as a very hard side of you and a stubborn streak. But the stubbornness, it runs in the family. Yeah, but I'm not saying it's a good thing. Yeah, ideally I'd like you to get your priorities right because sometimes you don't always get it right. You know me. And you are loyal to the people around you and to your friends, and especially to Daisy, because the way you dote on her, it makes me, it brings back memories of growing up when I was growing up.
It's that people have to take you as you are. You don't perform for other people. I don't think you become a different person for other people. What you see is what you get with you. You wear your emotions on your sleeve, which is, personally, I don't mind that, but some people won't like it. But you've always done that. If you're not happy with someone, you let it show. Your facial expressions are very clear about how you feel. You were always like that as a kid. Just, sulky little face on when you were feeling sulky. Grump. Oh, you had a right miserable face sometimes. Before you could even talk, I was like, what's got into her? Whew, what a misery. And then, other times you're just away with the fairies and quite independent. You'd go off and wander off and I lost you a few times. I didn't worry because I just think, she's got red hair, I'll be able to spot her. But I go, oh my gosh, she's gone. Always got your back. And you were quite friendly to people if you liked them. If they're dogs, you liked them.
Oh, Mum.
And you're quite curious about the world, and people. You used to look at people a lot. You always studied people. Unfortunately, you did comment on them as well when you were little, but you've learned not to do that now.
No, I definitely wouldn't do that now.
Yeah,
Out loud.
Where's that man wearing a dress? So that character's still there. That character's still there. That kind of slightly bullshy when she wants to be observer more than a, and does like a mirror.
So then, what was it like raising me? Really?
It wasn't easy juggling between job and running the home. And because it was just the two of us, I had to make sure you had everything and make sure, you were happy. And, I didn't mind going on the floor playing all those kids games, mimicking you, you know, in that baby language. It was so hilarious, but hey, it did the trick. And what melted people's heart especially was when they came round and you tried to feed your hippo whenever you were eating, because mom had to feed the hippo first before you. And it was so funny. It was so funny. Because it wasn't easy, but I felt it was my responsibility to make sure you were well catered for, and that whatever problem there was shouldn't be yours, my responsibility. And yeah, it was hard, but I mean, we did sail through though, didn't we? We did sail through. And I had a very supporting family, especially my brother, because he was always there to help. And I had some good friends as well who helped, because I mean, whilst you were younger, people are more into money. That people didn't do things for free, or would think, oh, because we know each other, they were all interested in money. But it didn't bother me so long as they looked after you well till I got back to pick you up. It was alright. And you enjoyed your Sunday school. You did enjoy it because the new things you learned, and the plays that you took part in and all that. I mean, it's a bittersweet thing, but I mean, it was all worth it. It was all worth it. But at least I made sure you were grounded. Firmly grounded. Because there are some only children who are really rotten to the core. But I mean, at least you are well grounded. Yeah. Can't complain really.
I worried before you were a teenager about bringing up a teenager, because I had been horrific. So I was expecting the worst, and you were kind of the complete opposite of what I expected. So rather than being out all the time and coming home late and getting drunk, and you just stayed in.
Thank you.
And instead of a house full of friends, you'd have like one friend. And you would go to theirs. So I kept waiting for it to get really bad, but the only thing that was bad about it is you didn't seem to be having much fun. But that was from my perspective. You might have been completely happy with yourself, but
yeah.
So really, apart from starting smoking, which wasn't the biggest shock in the world, you weren't
Difficult.
that difficult. You had the odd outburst,
Yeah.
and you could be unreasonable, which is what I expected. It's very me, which is the teenage thing. But no more than teenagers are, and no more grumpy, and no more obviously you started your periods. That was a bit horrific because you get so much pain, and that made me feel bad. I was hoping you wouldn't get that, but you did. You didn't get pregnant. And you took a lot of responsibility for your body, and I really like that, because a lot of teenagers don't.